Hey guys, welcome back. So Halo Studios, I gotta ask, what the hell are you guys doing? What are you doing? Because this makes absolutely no sense to me. Like, what the hell? So what am I talking about? So because some of these choices they made when it comes to campaign evolve are so baffling and are such obvious things that these things should have been in the game but aren't. And that's why people are very upset if you look on Twitter and other forms of social media. So let's get right to it. Do you need to find skulls in-game before you can apply them? Yes, in order to apply skull modifiers in-game, you'll need to find and collect them. There are 3 skulls hidden on each mission in Campaign Evolve, another 3 that are granted upon finding Campaign Remix. I mean, okay, that makes sense. You know, that's not too shocking. Every other Halo game that had skulls has done it since Halo 2. While there be any additional collector's editions up for sale, we are humbled and blown away by the overwhelming excitement for the collector's edition. This will always tend to be a limited edition offering. Safe to say demand has far exceeded what was projected and produced. The edition is officially sold out. There are no plans for a restock. With regards to reports of reselling, our retail partners have audited orders and found no evidence of widespread scalping. Only a small, tiny percentage of purchases showed suspicious behavior. In those cases, orders were refunded and units were put back up for sale. As a reminder, some customers may choose to cancel their pre-orders, so there's always a chance a few more units trickle in over the coming weeks. If you're a fan of awesome statues, we are working with partners to release even more Campaign Evolve collectibles throughout the year. Help celebrate the 25 years of Halo. Stay tuned for more information.
Are you trolling?
Halo Studios, you gotta be trolling right now, right? Because I've seen many posts of people on Twitter showing that they've been reporting resellers listing this collector's edition on eBay for like more than double the price. Hell, I've seen some myself. I remember finally seeing a post like where it was like $900 just for one collector's edition. And you're telling me that you did your diligence saying that's a tiny small percentage? I mean, when resellers are like commonly listed on eBay, you guys obviously really did not prepare for this at all. Y'all should have had like a preventive measure for so something like this doesn't happen as often, you know? Like Nintendo sort of figured it out with the Switch too. Because we were to buy it directly from them, like, you actually had to have, like, meet a certain criteria where it actually showed they actually, use their products before you can actually buy the Switch 2. Like, you had to have, like, a Switch 1, had, like, a certain amount of hours or something like that. I don't remember the requirements for it, but it was a smart thing. I believe Valve did something similar with the Steam controller and the Steam Deck, so it makes sense. So, it's such a weird thing, but you guys, like I said, you guys should have been on top of this. You guys should have thought of this, but because Halo fans deserve, an actual shot at getting this thing, because they're actual fans who love the series, So, I don't know, that's just me, though. Are there any account requirements to play the game solo or co-op? Yes, just as you do today for the Master Chief Collection of Halo Infinite. To ensure smooth cross-platform progression to play Campaign Evolve, you will need a Microsoft account and an Xbox gamer tag regardless of the platform you play on. Okay, that kind of makes sense because on Steam, that's the same thing for Master Chief Collection and Infinite, as I can tell you from that. A few additional items to keep in mind. Series X, if you're playing split screen local on a console, both players will need a unique Microsoft account. Online network co-op play requires an active Game Pass subscription. PlayStation 5, this section really kicked the hornet's nest because of an error on their part, as they noted down below. If you're playing split screen local co-op on PlayStation 5, both players need to be signed to a PlayStation account to be linked to Microsoft accounts. A PlayStation Plus account is not required for local split screen co-op. There's a reason why that's highlighted. I'll tell you at the end. Online network co-op play requires an active PlayStation Plus subscription. If you're playing via Steam, you'll need to link to a Microsoft account. If you'd like to jump in immediately on July 28th, we recommend having an Xbox account created beforehand to help save time once you put the disc in the tray. As the editor's note points out, this section incorrectly stated that PlayStation Plus account is required for local co-op play. It was updated with a correction on June 20th. Okay, guys, I gotta ask, what happened there? Did you guys use AI or something like that when writing that section of the article? Because if you just look through any other game on PlayStation that has split screen, like Baldur's Gate 3 and Gears Reloaded, for instance, both of those games don't require a PlayStation Plus account to do a split screen. So why would Halo Remake require it? That makes no sense to me whatsoever. Thankfully, they addressed it, within 24 hours. The article was going up, thankfully. But it still just caused a lot of headaches. It really freaking did. Because if you're on Twitter over the past like 12 to 48 hours, man, that was bad. Like, it was a clusterfuck when that article came out. Thank God they changed it, because that was a nightmare. That was a real nightmare. Anyways, continue. This section is the one that really pisses me off the most. Will it be a photo or senior mode? The blind score, which hides your HUD, and the arachnophobia score, which allows you to fly, should be able to provide some incredible screenshot opportunities. There are no current plans for a photo or senior mode campaign involved. Why? Can I turn off hit markers in game? Yes, we like to start by providing as much feedback to the player as possible. So, this is enabled by default, but you should be able to feel free to turn this feature off at in-game settings. Can I wear the Mark IV armor in the base 10 missions? We love the Mark IV armor too, so we understand the desire to wear it everywhere, but it will only be available in the 3 new bonus missions. Why? Why? So how does the new third-person mode work? Is it possible to play this way right from the start? The ability to play in third person is an optional way to experience the game that can be enabled once you found the perspective skull, hidden in one of the game's 13 missions. To learn more about skulls and the new remix feature and campaign, well, check out this blog. Will the stanchion be usable in the bonus missions or in the main campaign? Sergeant Johnson's stanchion, which was featured in our new missions trailer, is his personal weapon and not one he likes to share. As such, it will not be featured outside his personal use in the prequel missions.
Why? 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 Why, oh God fucking why?
Jesus Christ, like, okay. Let's start from the top, work our way to the bottom. Okay. Senior mode. A series that where it's been notorious for a very long time. I mean, for fuck's sake, you guys are using the Reach version of Blam for the gameplay aspect. And Reach had the best campaign theory in the whole series, funny enough, and campaign theory has not returned since then. I mean, almost did in 4, but I heard that got cut, from what I heard years ago. But Jesus Christ, it's a single player game, people! Same thing with the photo mode. Like, come on! Those two should have been obvious thing to be in this thing, and it's not here. What the hell? Especially considering that theater mode was in Reach, and arguably had the best version of campaign theater, specifically. So, what are we doing? What are we doing here? What the hell are we doing here? Same thing with the Mark IV. You mofos have skins available for pre-order when you pre-order the game. And you have skins for those, but now let us use the Mark IV armor in the main game? What are we doing here? What the hell are we doing here? Because that's actually armor people actually freaking like. Myself included. But you tell me we can't use it? Why? I'm sure modders will find a way to do it for PC, but that's not the point. Like, that should have been there along with all the other skins. Like, what are we doing here? And the stanchion. My freaking god. My god, people. Like, that's a weapon people have been asking for years to be useful in a first-person shooter Halo game. And now it's here, we can't use it? Why? Just why? Johnson, like, not being very nice about sharing? I mean, come on! People have been killing his ass for his weapons in the main trilogy! Come on! This makes no freaking sense! Makes no sense to me! It really freaking doesn't! I'm losing my mind over here, because those 3 things are things that are like such obvious things that should have been in the game, but aren't. Jesus Christ, especially theater mode, because that actually has a history with the Halo series. Like, Jesus Christ, people. People use that shit for like machinima stuff, man. Like, come on. That should have been here. It really should have been. Every time. Every single goddamn time. And I'm sick of it. I'm sick of these catches. I'm really sick of it. How many more times, people? Like, get it through your heads, man. People are getting sick. People are just getting tired of this stuff, man. People are really just getting tired of it. It's not just a Halo thing. It's just with the industry in general. I'm not outraged. I'm pissed, but that's not gonna stop me from getting the game, though. But it's just what could be. That's why we get upset about this kind of thing, you know. That's just kind of why. If I customize my Spartan, will they show up in cutscenes with that armor? To ensure that the narrative remains as faithful to the original game as possible, the personalized customization options you choose will not show up. While LASO mean playing the game with truly all skulls active, I have a specific selection of skulls for LASO. Similar to MCC, it won't be all skulls, but it will be extremely challenging. We'll share more. We'll share more about this in the future. Okay, that kind of makes sense, like, you know, but I'm not really losing sleep, kind of losing sleep over that kind of thing, because it makes sense. Okay, let's move on to the next one. So I don't really have too much to complain about that part, because outside of the fact that we can't see our skins in cutscenes, so, but, you know, they're pre-rendered, so it's not a deal breaker for me personally, but I can understand why people would be disappointed by that factor. Especially considering that there's skins in the game that in the main game already, you know. It's just an odd decision. But anyways. How does the game balance enemy cards from co-op? If you load up a co-op session by split screen or online, each mission will scale appropriately depending on how many people you have in your lobby. This will show up in a few different ways. Number of enemies. You may encounter a higher number of enemies, though this is largely determined by your difficulty selection. Rank of enemies. Enemies have a higher chance to upgrade to a higher rank. The more players, the higher difficulty, the higher the chance. Enemy intelligence. The enemy AI will avoid grenades more frequently, target and shoot at players more efficiently, and know when to fall back to get the shields more effectively. And since not everybody your co-op session over this game's skill level, we have also introduced a new feature, difficulty modifiers, to help everyone adjust their time. Difficulty modifiers allow each player to adjust settings for themselves, which can help them have an easier time and more difficult challenge. These settings are damage resistance, shield recharge rate, increase or decrease how quickly shields will begin recharging for damage, increase or decrease how much damage you take. Damage modifier, increase or decrease how much damage you deal to enemies with weapons and grenades. And melee damage modifier, increase or decrease how much damage your melee deals to enemies. Okay, I have nothing really to say. It sounds like they really thought out how co-op is going to be with this game. So, I mean, I think that is a very smart and good thing. So, kudos to them for thinking that one out. And fun fact, the shield recharge thing, that actually was a thing in the original Combat Evolved. Because I remember, playing on harder difficulties for every single Legendary run I've done, for every Halo game. So, I finally remember, because on Legendary, the shield recharge is really darn quick, which I think is a good balanced thing. It's actually something that should be done more frequently with all future Halo releases, in my opinion, because I think it's kind of weird that Bungie and Halo Studios stopped doing that after the original Combat Evolved. So I think that's something that should be brought back, honestly. Because if you love your shield so much, actually applying higher difficulty will kind of in a way to offset the increased damage that you take from enemies on those higher difficulties. So, I mean, I've got nothing but good things to say on that one. So, I mean, they really thought out co-op in this game, but it's weird. They thought out, like, this stuff, but they kind of didn't really have much stuff for other stuff, you know? Like I've talked about previously in this video. So, I have nothing negative to say about that section. I really don't. Can you still backpack reload? Yes, we love this button glitch in the original Combat Evolved, so one of your servants' behavior with the stowed reload skull, which allows your weapon to reload while on your back, to mimic this behavior. Although it's no longer a glitch, its spirit will continue to live on. Whether it be more content or features such as additional story DLC, firefight, new skulls, new customization after launch. Halo Campaign Evolved is meant to focus on remaking the original campaign of Combat Evolved, providing 3 fun new prequel missions. There are no plans to expand the game into a live service with continued content or feature additions. Will there be assassinations? No. There aren't any specific assassination animations, but your traditional backsmoke will continue to provide one-hit kills. Will there be a public demo of Campaign Evolved ahead of launch? There are no plans to release a demo of the game before launch. If you're excited and want to get your hands on the game as soon as possible, you can pre-order the Premium Edition and get up to 5 days early access starting July 23rd, 2026. Okay, that's not too bad. It is disappointing we won't be getting a demo because that's what the original Combat Evolved did. So, because I remember playing the demo for it before I got into Halo, so that's kind of weird. That's not a thing, so I mean, it's not a deal breaker for me personally, but Backpack Reload, I think that's awesome. They obviously decided to keep that in the spirit of the original game, so that's cool. Now, the weird one, though. No post-launch content. It's weird. That's actually kind of weird, because every other Halo game after Halo 1 has had some form of post-launch content. So that's kind of weird, but okay. Alrighty. So that's definitely kind of weird, though. I will say that, though. I mean, it's not a deal breaker, though, but I think it missed opportunities for something like Firefight. So, considering that there's no multiplayer. Again, ODST had, Firefight, and that didn't have no multiplayer either outside of new maps for Halo 3. It's kind of the same thing with Anniversary for Halo Reach, But it's not a deal breaker, but it's just weird. It just feels weird saying that in this day and age because of how long Halo has had post-launch support. It's just weird. And finally, do I need to play the original missions before I can play the 3 new missions? You can play the prequel mission as soon as you launch the game. We want everyone to experience this new story, so we decided not to gate it behind any specific tasks, actions, or paywalls. Load up the game and select a new mission and enjoy another adventure with Chief and Sergeant Johnson. For a brand new players, we do recommend starting with the original mission, as they are designed to help onboard players with tutorials along the way. So, I mean, that's all a good thing, especially, they definitely did that in mind, especially for people who aren't new fans of this series, who have been running around the block for a long time, like myself included, when it comes to this series. So, who have played Combat Evolved so many times, like myself, so it makes sense that they didn't want to wall the new missions behind, like, say, beating the game or something like that. So, makes sense. I don't have anything negative to say about that either. That's a good choice, honestly, so that people can choose to progress through the 13 missions in whatever order they choose to. So, I'm all for that. Very good move on their part. So, I mean, that's everything that we've got to say on this one, because, like, this Q&A, man, like, so many mixed emotions with this one. Like, there's some good stuff, but the negativity outweighs the positivity when it comes to this article, because I gotta say, this article definitely dampened the hype for some people. So, I mean, it dampened mine a little bit, not gonna lie. Am I still gonna, buy the game? Yes, I'm keeping my collector's edition pre-order. I'm still keeping it. But it is disappointing that, and we were so close to having a Halo release without some kind of catch. We were really close to it too, so it's disappointing, not gonna lie, but, I was obviously pissed off in the section about, like, the no theory mode stuff, because, like, that's just such basic shit. That should be there, especially as it's a single-player game. There's no multiplayer, no PvP component to this game, so what's their excuse for not having campaign theater here? Same thing with photo mode, same thing. Again, I can understand if it's, like, a live service thing. I get it, I can understand that, but, man, it's still disappointing, though. It really is, so I can understand if it, like, kills the hype for some people. I can understand that. Especially, like, the stanchion stuff, man, that it's so frustrating. It really is, because the rest of the game looks really damn good. Like, it really does. Like, it looks really good. It really does, despite my issues with it. It looks really freaking good. And I'm excited to get my hands on it on July 23rd. I'm excited to play it, especially for the 3 new missions. That kind of would justify the existence of this thing to me personally. It really did. So, that's really all I gotta say on this one. And on a quick side note, Trump Escapes Podtacular, I was actually a guest, that the episode should be going up the day this video is recorded, which is Sunday. So, I mean, it should be up from what he told me. So, that should be up. So, stay tuned for that. And when it's up, I'll put a link down in the description so you can check out for yourself. We had a very nice conversation. I had a good time being on the show. So thank you again to Awesome Trumper Escape for having me on. I really appreciate it. It was a very nice discussion. So if you ever want me to be on again, just hit me up. I'd love to come on again. It was a really good discussion, especially for any other future Halo release in the future. So and maybe like post-launch, maybe, if you will let me be on again, because I had a good time. I really did. So that's all I gotta say on this one. So, what do you guys think of this video? Let me down in the comment section below. Has this Q&A killed your hype for the game? If not, are you still obviously gonna pick it up, or are you gonna skip on it or wait for a sale? Let me know down in the comment section below, and I'll see you on the next one. Till then, have a good one.